Silly me, I didn't think to eat before I started recording. So we'll see how fast I can get through this without letting my breakfast get cold. All right, so what are we working on today? Today, because we're coming to the end of the quarter, there's a couple things that I like to do at the end of every quarter. Now, part of this I've done already. I did it off camera before I even thought to share it with you guys, where I go through the budget and I, look at how we've been spending our money, subscriptions that we've had, things that we want to do, things that we want to change, to see where we can maybe save some more money and redirect it towards other money goals. So I've already done that, and that freed up $400 every month in our budget that we've redirected towards other things. But now what I want to do is I actually want to go through our budget and look at how much we spend on average and adjust our goals accordingly. Now, some goals aren't going to change, like our fixed goals, like rent and auto insurance and stuff like that, but other things might change, like personal care, household goods, groceries, gas, that kind of thing. Because while YNAB is not meant to be a forecasting tool, it's meant to be, you budget with the money you have, there is still a forecasting feature to it, right? Like if I flip forward into November, it shows me what I'm underfunded by, how much I need for November in order to meet all of my goals. And I want to make sure that that number is realistic and not ideal, right? Because a lot of us build our budgets based on the ideal numbers that we want to have. Like we want to spend this amount of money on this thing, and this is how much we want to spend in a month because this is how much we make. And then we get ourselves into trouble because we typically spend differently than what we think we do. And that's what I mean by realistic versus ideal. And I always want to make sure that our budget is running realistically, like a realistic budget. So here's what we're going to do. Now I'm going to go through line by line, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking over here on the right hand side, I'm looking for average spent. Now again, some of these are going to stay the same because it's the same. This one looks different because we usually skip 1 or 2 payments a year just because of how Cody's work fluctuates. Usually January, February, we're really tight on money, so we skip our payment, but it is $501 a month, so that's what we're leaving in there. Rent, daycare, life insurance, tenants insurance, these things are basically all going to stay the same. Here I can see $89.20, but last month was $86. We actually lowered this bill, so I'm going to leave it as is. Utilities, this looks a little bit higher because at the beginning of the year, if you guys remember, we were staying in an apartment that had 100% electric heating. When you live in Canada, that's not a great idea. And so our power bill in like January, February, March, every month it was like anywhere from $200 to almost $500, which is insane to me because in this apartment and most apartments, your power bill is under $100 a month. So right now, I don't know why I put it in as $40 because it should definitely be more than that. I'm going to say 80. We should definitely be under that, especially with winter coming now, because in this apartment building, it's gas, as with most places, it's gas heating. So our summers are usually higher because the days are longer. So we're running our AC unit longer. In the winter, we use maybe a little more power because there's not as much daylight, so we run the lights more, but honestly that difference is negligible because everything's LED lighting. I digress. Our auto insurance will obviously stay the same. Bank fees, this was a little higher, and I think that's because we were paying overdraft fees for a little bit, but I'm going to up it to $10 every month because we're definitely not going to spend $20 a month, but we can do $10. Subscriptions should stay the same. Again, YNAB's annual, so that's not going to show up in there really. Netflix just upped their cost. Dollar Shave we actually canceled, so I can just hide that category altogether. So here's what I mean. Miscellaneous subscriptions. I don't have a goal in here because I don't have any random subscriptions. If I do, I typically put them in here, but sometimes I'll subscribe to a service or something like that just to check it out and see if I like it, and then if I don't, I cancel it. 9 times out of 10 I do cancel it, but you can see here that I'm spending an average of $10 a month in here. So I'm actually going to put in a budget of $10 a month because again, we want a realistic budget, not an ideal budget. Living expenses, average spent $762. That sounds about right to me. We spend about $200 a week. For the month of October, that's more because there's technically 5 weeks this month, but that's fine. I have this already set up as a goal of $200 a week. Gas, we're spending an average of $200 a month, and that would be about $50 a week. And here I've got 40, so I'm going to up this to $50 a week. Household goods. So these are ones that I haven't had budgeted. Really, we're spending that much. See, this is why this is a good exercise. I would have, if I were to just put a number in here, I would have probably put in $40. Wow, we're really spending that much. Okay, I'm going to put in $90 a month because we're spending an average of $93. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm getting over being sick here. Ideally, that number would be under $60 a month, but again, that's idealistic. We want realistic. Personal care, okay, we'll do $25 a month because that seems to be what we're spending on average. It's about $27 a month. I have not had my hair cut since like 2018. If you guys are new around here, I have been shaving my own head for like 4 years. This is 1 year of growth. I just stopped shaving my head last year and I still have not gone for a haircut. So maybe this will eventually go up, but for now, this includes things like shampoo, conditioner, which oftentimes I forget to split out and just gets included in groceries, but that's what that category would be for. Would also be makeup and skincare and getting my nails done and getting my hair cut. We don't really do these things, so. All right, miscellaneous living expenses. This would be, I don't know why I have it in here because that would also be stuff I forgot, wouldn't it? Stuff I forgot is $147 average spend. What is going on? Okay, I think, what would I categorize under here that wouldn't be under stuff I forgot? We're just going to combine these two. Maybe I should leave it as stuff I forgot. I'm trying to think like what scenario I would use stuff I forgot and what scenario I would use miscellaneous expenses for. Okay, well, we're spending an average of $26 here. I think this is a new category. And then stuff I forgot is an average of $147. I will create targets for these. We'll do $20 and we'll do $120 here. I know it should probably be $140, but I just... airport taxis, I will put this in here, an average of $40 a month. We don't really worry about this anymore because I typically am able to go pick Cody up at the airport and drop him off when he comes in and out for his shifts. This is before we were able to get a babysitter. It's $100 one way for a taxi, so we'll leave that there. Average spent $70 a month, and I have $100 a month in here. So I can actually lower this one. So we'll lower it to $80. For the kids, an average of $100 a month. This is where at the end of next quarter, hopefully we get to like lower these things. Clothing, this is a sinking fund that I wanted to do of just having $100 float in there. Here we can see we're spending an average of $25 a month. So we will do monthly. Toys. Okay, we're doing pretty okay in this category. We'll leave it as an average of $40 a month. And again, I'm just looking over at this side over here. And I will set this up as monthly, needed for spending monthly, and we'll do, what are we spending? 21, we'll say $20 a month. And miscellaneous for the kids. I'm not sure what would go in here. Maybe I need to look at my spending again. Ideally, you wouldn't have miscellaneous categories, but we do. Health and fitness, an average spend of $131. What do we spend $131 on? I really don't know what this would have been. And for that reason, I'm going to leave it blank until I look into that. Spending money, that's a percentage of what we give ourselves. Average spend, I'm so proud of this, guys. It's under $200 a month on average. We'll do one of $180 a month. I think this is lower because now we use most of our spending money for dining out, which I don't know that that's better. But if you don't know our story, when Cody and I first started dating, We started combining our finances and budgeting together about, I want to say like a year into dating. And we got married 2 years after we started dating. Like we were in it to win it from the very beginning. And the first time we sat down and did a budget, we realized we were spending over $2,000 a month on dining out. And at the time I was taking home $2,800 a month. So like the majority of my income while I was working was going to us dining out. And we've been working steadily over the years to decrease that. Dining out is something that we love to do, even with the kids. We love the experience of it. We love the convenience. It's a little harder now because I have since found out that I can't eat gluten and Cody is lactose intolerant. So there's a lot of places we can't eat at because we can't have dairy and we can't have gluten. So that also has probably contributed to the lower dining out budget. But I am happy to see that number down. Now, entertainment, average spent is $10. Now, we're planning on taking Freya out of daycare starting in November. So this entertainment budget is actually going to go up because now we're going to redirect some of that money into doing activities with the kids because it's important for their social skills and their development. It's good to get them out of the house, and especially being in Canada in the winter, it's not always feasible to just go for a walk, right? Like when it's minus 25 degrees Celsius, you do not want to go out for a walk with your kids. So there's like different indoor things that we can go do. And there's a lot of free things, but there's going to be more expensive things too. So I think I'm going to put a budget in here of $25 a month. It's probably going to wind up being more than that, but I don't have a good average in here yet. So we're going to leave it as that. Medical, dental. Now wait, how is this different from, oh, this was medical for the kids. Okay, and this is medical for Cody and I. I almost wonder if I should just combine the medical, dental for, I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to combine this. I don't think we need to separate out the kids. And I love that YNAB makes that so easy to do. If you guys, again, if you're new here, what I did is I deleted that category. YNAB prompted me saying, okay, if we're going to delete this category, we now need to recategorize all those transactions that were previously assigned to the kids' medical. What are you going to reassign it to? And I said, go ahead and throw it into medical, dental under sinking funds, and that's what it's done. It did that automatically. I don't have to worry about going back and doing it manually. So here, now we can see we're spending an average of $77 a month. Which makes sense because Cody should hopefully have benefits starting this month. It'll be the first time we've had benefits in a very, very long time because he does project-based work. We don't typically get employer paid. What's the word I'm looking for? Benefits, health benefits. But we also don't bother to get them privately because for a family of 4, the last few quotes I got were over $400 a month. And as you can see, we're spending less than $80 a month. So I mean, realistically, I should just be putting my own money, a few $100s a month in there. But again, anyways, I digress. These are side parking lot conversations that if you're wanting more, you can ask me and I will give you more information. All right, so clothing. Cody and I don't spend any money really on clothing for ourselves ever. And if we do, it comes out of spending money. But we should have something in here. I'll leave it as a target saving balance for now. An average of $65 a month in vehicle maintenance. We are spending, I mean, we don't need new tires until next year, so honestly, I'm going to hide this one. We don't even need that right now. Now, Christmas, I'm going to do a separate video on doing our Christmas budget because I actually want to break this out into like its own category. So stay tuned to that. Maybe I'll film that one after this one if Gunner's still napping. My birthday. You know what, we will do these. We'll go down to monthly savings builder. No, that's not the one. Savings balance. That's what we want. So my birthday is in August. We'll save up for next year. And I think we'll do $250 each. What does that give us for a monthly goal? $22.75. Sure, we'll do that. Now Cody's birthday is in December. We're going to leave it for next year for now, but I will make note to put more in for his. A slush fund, that would be like our basic emergency fund. And then the emergency fund It's the real emergency fund. I'm not going to put a monthly goal in here. What we're going to start doing is, as we're taking that 10%, because we always pay ourselves first, so we take 10% for savings, 5% each to spend. Sorry, my watch is going off here. We will take that 10% and we will start allocating it to things in our sinking funds here. And vehicle registration, I already have a goal set up for that. So we had what, I think 6,500 before for a full month, and now we're at 7,408. So that is the realistic budget. Now this number is astronomically high. It's well and above what we actually take home in a month. So what that means now is that I need to, this is where the important part of budgeting comes in. I need to become very aware of what I'm spending. I need to be diligent at checking my budget, making sure that I'm following up. There's going to be some things in here that I don't have to pay out of pocket. So, okay, that actually brings it down significantly. So we're probably okay, but still, I'm going to be diligent about checking the budget, making sure that we're sticking within these amounts, and then we reevaluate at the end of this quarter. So that would be at the end of the year, we can reevaluate our spending and we can readjust those goals as needed if our average spend is less than what we've budgeted for. And that's the goal, is that we can lower those amounts. So that's it for this budget. If you have not already set up a realistic budget, and this is something that I teach too, when you set up your first budget, it's why I have you do that spending analysis where you look at the previous 3 months of spending to figure out what you are actually spending, and you're not creating an idealistic budget, you're creating a realistic budget. So if this isn't something that you've done and you find that you're constantly going over budget, when you're falling behind and you're getting back into debt, do this exercise. If you're using YNAB, this makes it really easy. If you don't have YNAB, just go through all of your bank statements, all of your credit card statements for the last 3 months, total up everything in every category. So your rent, your gas, your groceries, your dining out, however you want to break it up, whatever makes sense to you, take those totals and divide it by 3, and that gives you your average spending on a month per month basis. If you want to go back more than 3 months, you can. That's a lot of work if you have to do it manually. I would recommend just doing 3 months. 3 months gives you typically a pretty good picture. So let me know in the comments below if you do this exercise and if you're surprised by your realistic budget or not. Maybe you spend less in a month than you think you do. And then great, you can take that money and redirect it towards another goal. Maybe you're saving for retirement or a trip, or maybe you want to get a new phone or whatever it is, right? Like, you have money now. So do this exercise, let me know how you did, and I will catch you guys in the next video, which will probably be setting up the Christmas budget. Thank you so much for watching me go through and rearrange this budget. I appreciate you being here. If you are new to budgeting, or you are wanting to start a budget, or maybe you've been budgeting for a little while and you feel like it's just not quite working for you, I have created a Ahead in 30 challenge. It's a 30-day challenge that is designed to help you get ahead in your finances by 1 month, to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle and get you started on creating a realistic budget that's not an idealistic budget, but a realistic budget that's actually going to work for you based on your values. It is 30 days long. You get a weekly email from me with a lesson and a challenge. You get a weekly email from me at the end of the week that is a follow-up, so making sure that you've actually taken action on the action item I've given you for that week. And you get 30 days of email support with me. So I am here to answer questions, help you problem solve, solution seek, get creative with your budget, and help you to see results in those 30 days. So if you're interested in signing up for that challenge, you can go ahead and find the link in the description below, and I will chat with you guys in the next video.